What's up YouTube? It's me, Kenneth, with What's New BBQ. Today is a collaboration that I am proud to be a part of. My boy Red over at Red's Barbecue and Pizzeria actually tagged me in this collaboration. Appreciate it, brother. Shout out to you. I'm going to put his information down in the description box down below. Y'all go check him out. Tell him What's New BBQ sent you. But this collaboration is in order to raise awareness for children's cancer. And one foundation in particular here is Team Matthias, and I'll have their information down below as well, but it is teammatthias.org. Y'all go check them out if y'all are interested in seeing what that's about. Today for this collaboration, it's an epic collaboration, and I thought something epic would be some beef short ribs. So we're going to hook these beef short ribs up, and we're going to cook them on the Oklahoma Joe. Y'all stick around and we'll get right to it. Alright guys, here's the short ribs from Matador Prime Steak. Wanted to show y'all a close-up of the meat. These are USDA Prime short ribs. Look at that marbling. This is the top side here. Man, great marbling going all throughout it. But the next step for us to do to these beef short ribs is to remove this back side here, and that's referred to as the membrane, and it doesn't add any kind of flavor or anything to the ribs. It actually becomes crispy and kind of chewy when you cook them. So we're going to remove that, and in order to do that, you take a butter knife and jimmy it up underneath the membrane here and create a little pocket where you can kind of grab onto it and pull. And in order to make it easier to hold on to, I like to use a paper towel so it's not all slippery, and you just pull and pull back like that. But let's go ahead and get this membrane taken off, and then we'll get to seasoning up these ribs. Alright guys, we got the membrane taken off the back of these ribs that I was talking about earlier. Let me show you what those look like now that that's removed. You can tell it's a lot more smooth, and you can almost see through to the meat, kind of translucent. That's going to make for a better bite through once these ribs are fully cooked. And like I said, that membrane did not add anything productive to these ribs. But now that we got that taken off, it's time to get these seasoned up. And we're going to be using some Heaven Made Products Texas Best Brisket Rub for these ribs, and I figure that'll go great on these beef short ribs. But let's go ahead and get these seasoned up. Alright guys, these ribs are all seasoned up with that Texas Best Brisket Rub from Heaven Made Products. Let's go ahead and head out back to the Oklahoma Joe and get these tossed on. Guys, the Oklahoma Joe's running around 275 right now, and that's perfect temperature to get these big old beef short ribs on. As you can see, I've got my gauge right there registering the temperature, because that's where these beef ribs are going to be sitting. And I'm going to place them with the biggest side of the ribs towards the heat, because they can handle it a little better. But let's go ahead and get this closed down, and I'll update y'all in an hour and see how we're looking. It's the hour mark on these ribs, and I told y'all I'd keep y'all updated. Let's take a look at these ribs and see how they're looking. I just want to show y'all, in case y'all are trying to recreate this cook back at home, how they will progress throughout the cook. Now, it's only been an hour since they've been on the Oklahoma Joe, so the only thing I'm thinking that we'll be seeing is a little bit of color change, and we might see a little bit of crust starting to build up on the outside portion of those ribs, where the bark will later form. But let's go ahead and open up the Oklahoma Joe and take a look. Alright, and we're rolling right at 255 degrees. And take a look at these ribs. Just what I was expecting. You can tell we're getting a nice color on them. And the crust that I was speaking about earlier is starting to build. It's not quite a bark, but you can tell that it's going to build nicely. But I'm going to go ahead and get this closed down and keep on cooking. and I will update y'all at the 3-hour mark and see how we're looking. Alright guys, we got the Oklahoma Joe rolling, and it's starting to get into the lower temperature around 220 degrees. So what I went ahead and did is about 15 minutes ago, I started about a quarter chimney of coals that I'm going to add to the Oklahoma Joe just to keep that temperature we're looking for around 245 to 270. That's where I'm comfortable with these beef ribs. What we're going to do is spray these ribs with a little Worcestershire and water mix here. Got my buddy Chris hanging out with me, and it's smelling great. And we're just going to open it up. According to the thermometer, we're right at 154 degrees internal, and this is what those ribs are looking like. That bark's starting to set a lot better since last time I updated y'all. Let's go ahead and spray these down because we want to make sure they stay nice and juicy throughout this cook. And we're going to let them cook till they get to 165 degrees internal, and then at that point we're going to wrap them in some foil and hit them with some broth in that foil pack as well with a little butter. But I will update y'all when we get to that point. Hang tight. Alright guys, these ribs are at 160 degrees internal, and I'm going to go ahead and take a peek and see what the bark's looking like. Smelling great. Got perfect smoke trail rolling out. Oh wow, these are looking great. Yeah, I think I'm happy with the way these are looking, and it's about time to wrap them up. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to reposition this camera so we can wrap these ribs, and then we'll put them back on the smoker. Alright guys, it's time to grab these ribs off the smoker. The bark looked great. I'm real happy with the color and the way it's set. Now it's time to wrap these ribs. And what we're going to do to wrap these ribs is actually add a little bit of butter and some beef broth. So let's go ahead and add the butter first. And I'm just going to put it along the sides because once we wrap it up, it'll melt and it'll get all up underneath the ribs. These ribs are smelling great. Put a little bit on each corner over here before we wrap. Alright, that should be good for the butter. And next, we're going to add some broth. Just a little bit to add some extra moisture in there. And then I'm going to get these wrapped up. Man, they're smelling great. Like I said, I'm going to get these wrapped up in a nice pack there and back on the smoker. Check out the bark on these short ribs. Golly, that bone looks like it just wants to pop right out. I'm going to get these short ribs on the cutting board and we'll slice them up and see what they're looking like. Wow, check out these short ribs. Look at the turnout. That bark's looking great. I can't wait to cut into these and see what they're looking like on the inside. Let's go ahead and use my favorite slicer from Gunter and see what these ribs are looking like. I'm going to turn them over on the back side. They should be extra easy to cut through. Remember, we removed that membrane, so they should be easy to cut through from the back side. Let's go ahead and slice in the middle here. Oh man. And here's the reveal. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. Wow, oh wow. Let's flip these up and see what they're looking like. Golly. Yes, sir. That is what I'm talking about. Those juices. So tender. Alright guys, it's time to give these a bite. Before we taste these short ribs, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my brother James at Aim 'em and Claim 'em Smokers. I was picking his brain a little bit before this cook, and I wanted to make sure these ribs turned out great. And he had some good tips, so I appreciate that, James. I'm going to put his information down below in the description box. Y'all go check him out. And don't forget to check out teammatias.org also. That information will be down below as well. Let's taste these short ribs, guys. Alright guys, y'all saw the beauty of the short rib. Let me give you an up close of that one more time. Look at these juices, guys. Wow, it's just dripping. There's only one way to eat a short rib like this, and that's like a man. We're just gonna go all in and take a big old bite. Let's see what we're working with. Wow. Just so tender. Pull right off the bone, guys. We got that really good smoke ring, that fat really rendered down, and you can tell this is a USDA prime rack of beef short ribs. These ribs are amazing, guys. Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and finish eating this rib. I appreciate y'all for watching me and coming along on this barbecue journey. If y'all like what y'all saw, go ahead and comment down below. Hold on. That's good. Go ahead and comment down below and let me know you're watching. If this is your first time stopping by, hit that subscription button and the bell right next to it so you can see when we upload next. Alright guys, seriously, I'm going to finish up this rib. Thanks for watching. Until next time, y'all keep on barbecuing. Golly.
Freaking amazing.
Winning. Man, oh man, how about those beef short ribs? Part of this epic challenge collaboration from Red was to tag 3 others to be a part of this video here, this collaboration. The 3 channels I want to challenge today is Christy's Cooking Channel, Cooking with CJ, and Meathead. If y'all are watching, I expect all of y'all to throw down some epic stuff. Y'all go check out their channels. Their links will be down below in the description box as well. Don't forget, go check out teammatias.org. That's teammatias.org. That information will be down below in the description box as well. I really appreciate y'all for stopping by and watching What's New Barbecue. I'll see y'all next time.
Grilling as you reminisce the good old days, checking temperature on the smoker gauge, cheersing as the sun goes down, just a gallon of beer.